Roomies is my new favorite show. Turns out Craig's a TikTok shopper, and I would do dirty things to have a drink with Austen's mama. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as Sally's basic understanding of which farm animals do what.
Guys, if you like anything we're doing, like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend.
Bow, 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 smash that like.
Our goal is to get to 3,000 subs, I want to say by the end of February, but I want before that. That should be our Valentine's Day gift to ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, from you guys to us.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Deborah Lashley.
Hey, Deborah.
Off the top, Deborah.
Yeah, off the top.
What'd she say?
Because, we live in Southern California, and so I also see all these videos. People are like on the beach, like at,
Nobu?
At Nobu and Malibu, and they'll be like on the deck. So what's going on? Oh, yeah, it's kind of chilly here, too. I brought my sweater.
The heat lamp just went out. Hold on one second. Yeah. I think it needs a new tank. Okay. So you were saying, what? All the grocery stores are wiped out of
Exactly.
food? Oh.
Exactly.
They'll get their payback when we fall into the ocean one day.
That's very true. Crazy shit's going on the East Coast right now. And Deborah says, I'm watching you guys because I love you guys, but I'm currently freaking out because I'm 72 years old and I am over these stupid, monstrous snowstorms coming my way. And then she goes on to say, but I have to admit that after the reunion hatred yelling match with Salt Lake City enemies, I just couldn't watch Southern Charm the other night, but I need you guys right now. So thank you for being you. But I also feel kind of nasty about Bravo right now. If I survive the next 12 days, maybe I will climb back on board. Of course, I will never stop watching you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything, Deborah. And I hope that...
I lived in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for a little while, so I got a small taste of cold and snow and not fun things.
Yeah.
I grew up in Jersey. I went to college in Boston. I feel your pain in the marrow of my bones. When I was a senior in college, Boston had one of its worst, coldest winters, and BU's campus is right on the Charles River. So if anyone knows anything about wind, when it comes off the water and hits you, when it's that cold, it feels like someone's stabbing you to death. It's so bad. And the T froze over, and they stopped the T for the first time in like 80 years or something.
The
like
T froze
Oh, the
over?
T is the mass transit, like the subway in New York.
Okay. I'm
So they stopped the T, and I had to walk from all of my classes back to my apartment building. And I know that sounds like, oh, first world problems. No, it was below zero. I was wearing a jacket that looked like I was like an extra from Dr. Zhivago. It was like fur from head to toe. And I just started crying because first of all, I couldn't even afford a cab. But if I caught one, I would be like, I will do anything. I will blow you right now. Like, I have to get into heat. And I just started crying on my way home. Tears were just streaming down my face until they weren't, because they froze on my cheeks.
like on Dumb and Dumber.
Dude,
That's right.
That's a true thing. So 2 stories. I lived in Jackson Hole for a while, and I grew up in Southern California, and moved to Jackson Hole was like, oh my God, dude, I was like a beach kid. I'm gonna get my ass kicked every day. Turns out no one from Jackson Hole is from Jackson Hole. Everybody's from somewhere else. So the first kid I met was from Malibu. The second kid I met was from San Clemente. Surfer. I was like, oh my God, I love it here. But my friend Tim, who was from Malibu, we were 9 months and we hadn't gone back home, and it was the dead of winter, and we just couldn't take it in. We couldn't take the parkas and the long johns and the shit. And so his mom would drive us to school, and we were like, tomorrow, flip-flops, shorts, and T-shirts, no matter what. It was, our school was indoors, but getting from the house to the car and to the school and out was not indoors, and we both did it, and that is probably a really bad idea. But also, Jackson Hole, a lot of skiers and snowboarders that end up pro. One kid that we ride snowboards with, he ended up being a pro snowboarder. I'm not going to say his name, but his nickname in high school was Snotsicle, because we would ride, but like every time he would get a runny nose, and it would literally be a little snot snickle.
Okay, well, back to the show, guys.
Okay,
were we going to crack one?
Crack what?
I told you I wanted to drink we haven't had mead here. I'm having withdrawals.
Withdrawals?
Oh, you want to do that tonight?
Should we wait till the valley?
I mean, I just am waiting for you to lose your damn mind about something.
I mean, it could be any night.
Yeah,
that's true. Or do you want to do a...
I'm always
I'm not that mad, actually. This episode didn't bother me too much.
Okay, wait, hold on.
We haven't started talking about it yet.
I just want to piggyback on that snow story really quick.
Wait, are we opening the wine or what? Sorry.
I mean, I don't not want to.
Okay, while I open this wine, I'm going to insert a clip of my nephew Austen, who is also in a snowstorm right now in Oklahoma.
Yes. The
I
best
love
clip
Austen.
ever.
He's the best.
And the best
friggin'
accent you
best.
ever heard in your life.
Yeah, and you're going to see him in his underwear in 3, 2, 1.
Woo!
Almost 4 years ago today, on February 14th, I just looked it up. I went out and jumped all around in that snow and get the whole deal, and nothing but my skibs. So once again, as is tradition, I'll be doing it again. How'd they say? Let's go, baby. Let's go! Let's go, yeah! Yeah, baby! Yeah!
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Fishing Gal says, we need a BTS uncut release of the podcast where it shows all the deliveries of Postmates, kitty treats, getting the beer, delivery of food. You missed the delivery of food. That already happened.
Yeah, but to the person who said, I love you guys, but please don't eat on camera. Well, we ate before. Just for you.
We're going to drink on
listen
camera.
to
Yeah,
the
but I
people.
hope you don't mind us slurping up some fancy wine.
But Fishing Gal goes on to say, FYI, my Chinook, Nookie, Nunu, love Temptations. Greenies, really? You are such an unfun mom. You remind me of the moms that we went to for sleepovers who would serve a raw veggie plate. Listen, my mom tells me all the time, those greenies are real bad for the cats, you know? Like she thinks they're going to die because I'm feeding them greenies. So I don't know.
Wait, but they're good for their teeth.
Well, I thought they were good for their teeth, but like these cats, they've never had Temptations. I thought I was getting the good stuff because the greenies is more expensive. See, you can fool me with a price tag. Like I'm like more expensive means mo better, right?
Also, Nicheless Boomer gets Smalls kitty food.
Yes.
So I kind of shit on them. But Nicheless was like, well, slow your roll, bro. It's good. There's no more problems with the subscriptions. She said that it's great. So take her word over mine. Probably a really good idea in life. And get you some Smalls if you want.
And Smalls.
If you and your friend Litter Robot want to talk to us for a sponsorship, because I am telling you,
Well,
that Litter Robot really.
Nicheless should get that sponsorship.
No, that's probably true.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
send- let's send you
Nicheless is
the
like,
check.
hello.
It's
Yeah.
communal. We're all family
no,
here.
It's communal, and we're not like since we don't have any sponsors, we
Except
would just,
Meteor Wine.
Yeah,
we're-
except for
You know what?
Well,
We
no,
get
paid in
this
wine.
is the thing. We would just like more. We would be happy with even more Meteor Wine sponsors, where they just are like, we're not going to give you any money, but here's the
kitten
product.
treat.
And Minnie, I'll serve it to Minnie right here on the poof that we bought her from Amazon.
Listen. But one thing we do always forget, and it's probably because we don't do a podcast about doing podcasts or starting YouTube channels. But if any of you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, look into Earthworks Audio for your audio needs. Because technically, this was our first sponsor, as we got all of these for free
totally.
from a very good friend of ours.
I used to tag them in everything because we did get these bajillion dollars mics gifted to us. But I've never heard from them since. I think they probably were like, okay, you guys don't even know how to work your Rode audio thing to make the, like our mics don't even sound good the way that you guys do them because you don't know what you're doing. So I feel like they're like, just keep our names out your mouth.
Well, I've had a couple of people say that the show looks good and sounds really good. And that
great.
is all because of these, not because of these.
This is fantastic.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I know we don't curse on the show, but this is a curse. This is curse worthy.
Yeah, it is.
As I like to say, Annie Herman, boy, yoing.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we top of the pops it?
Yes.
I love when shows do stuff like this, roomies with the fake laugh track.
I did too.
Mike, don't
No,
don't
I'm
yuck
not.
my
I'm
yum.
not. I thought it was great. Thought
It's so
it was super
cute.
funny, but then Natalie kind of ruined it for me. She felt like there was one moment with the egg, and then they were like, "Oh, it'd be funny if we made a whole thing out of it." So it feels like they could have gone another couple minutes. And I mean, shoot, how long was Shep there? Surely something else happened.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like I don't know, a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, it's like the egg dropped, and then they were like, "Let's do this," and then there was like nothing else that was like, bum, 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 bum,
Well,
bum,
except
you
for
know?
the cast iron. Like, I love Craig and
Cast iron,
his
like, what's
question.
funny about that?
Because he's like asking like
Like a cast iron and meat are like
that's
synonymous.
what you cook
Yeah.
meat in. Yeah. So like it just Craig being Craig. But I did think it was sweet. I was like, well, he's dumb as hell, but at least he's making breakfast for his roomie, his guest. That was sweet. Well, I guess technically we never saw him make the breakfast. He just got hot or chocolate milk, but whatever. He tried.
I just thought,
And I thought that
that's chocolate milk. That's the good one.
Yeah.
Like the
That's
whole
the
thing
good
was so
stuff.
cute.
Yeah.
Listen, and I know that I'm the one that said, I hope that he gets out of that house like sooner than later because I feel like this will go south. But like, I love this roommate idea. But now that it's like already over and like we didn't get like,
Anything.
I want to see movie night.
Me too. I want to see him carpool and do stuff. I want to see
doing
Craigie.
some backyard games.
Yeah, I
you
want to see
know?
like Craig come home with the groceries and Shep has to bring him in the house and like one of the bags
Yes.
breaks and I told you to take it from the bottom. I just woke up, man. With bedhead and it's like
Yes.
noon.
Yeah, or like Craig coming home from work and Shep like nuding out on the deck, you know?
I didn't want to see that.
No,
I
I
did-
need to see
No,
all
put
of
a
that. And I
little
just
thing
feel like it
over
was a
it.
wasted opportunity.
I do too.
I have beef
It seemed
with
like he
that.
was there for like a night or a
Yeah.
weekend or something.
Truly, it was like a long weekend.
But for him to say, I got used to having a guy roommate again and then you were gone, that translated 3-day minimum. I don't like it that we didn't see any of it. I just think robbed.
The next scene is when cute little Madison takes her cute little pregnant tush to get her pedicure.
Yeah.
I'll just do Ferrari red, like Nat's toes. She's got a Ferrari red on.
You never lose with red.
So Venita is meeting her to get her toesies done also. I'm at the end of my rapidly fraying rope with Miss Venita. She's like, I just tried to ignore Sally's behavior. I was like, no, you didn't. You jumped out of your skin to rush to say, I told you so.
Yeah.
Like,
we're all trying to ignore your behavior.
Yeah,
and
like-
it's that's already rough.
know thyself. Like, she is not self-aware.
We said it before, dudes are dumb on this show. And
Hashtag DRD.
Yeah,
That's
part
for
of
you,
the
Mom.
reason
She made that.
DRD.
My mom made that hashtag on her own.
yeah,
Which honestly is one of the best hashtags I've ever heard of personally.
probably what her podcast is about. Hashtag DRD with Gina. But like, so I like, obviously we all have talked about Venita, but I'm finding myself, Venita, she's cute. I love the way she dresses. I think she's super cute. And she walked in and I was like, I kind of forgot everything for a half a second because the dudes are dumb.
No, I have the same thing with her because she is so friggin' cute.
Dude, I
I
can't. And then
think
that
everything she
smile,
wears. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm in. And then she'll say some stupid shit. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll just plug my ears and move on. But my thing is like, even if we can all agree that Salley going after Craig was a stupid thing, she's like, she keeps doing stupid things. Again, if we agree that Salley going after Craig was stupid, which I think we can maybe agree at this point, that's a thing. There's only one thing. So like, where are all the other stupid things that she keeps doing to Venita? That was my question.
I wonder if Venita was just thinking like historically speaking, not necessarily current present day, because I do think the guy that she was dating last season with the long hair and the nose ring was a very suspect choice for Salley to be bringing around. Like, sure, hook up, but like, is this how you want to brand yourself for your first season on the show? He just seemed, and I'm wacky. This guy seemed real wacky. Shannon Fall and Nat and I were talking about this on Instagram. Sally's game is F-boy game. Like the stuff that she's doing is to not pull in a serious partner. It's to pull in like the Coreys of the world, the guy that she dated last year, right? Which is why part of why Craig is not into her. And she's just not aware of that. And so I think maybe that's some of the behavior that could be bothering Venita, where it's like, no, girl, I know, like at Venita as her friend to Salley, it's like, girl, I know you want to be in a serious relationship, but you're doing all of this dumb stuff that wouldn't. And by the way, Venita's not wrong. It's just, you could be right and say it in a really crappy way. And I think that's where Venita gets into a lot of, not all of her trouble, because she gets into trouble in other ways, but I think she wasn't wrong that Craig was the wrong person for Salley, but the way she went about telling Salley and the I told you so and all of that, that was piss poor behavior, as Bob Abbiati says.
Also, I've never been pregnant. Shocking, I know. But like, is it the amount of things Madison was like, whoa, nobody told me this? Are they all different? I know you guys have never been pregnant either, but like, for the moms out there, is every pregnancy different? Like, can you get pregnant and then be like, oh, that cool, and then the next one be like, how come my legs are falling off and I can't see?
My mom had like the easiest pregnancy with my brother and sister, and then she got pregnant with me, and literally she had to be put into she had to be hospitalized because she was so sick.
They call that foreshadowing.
No, they say the sicker you are, the cuter your kid.
Okay.
Before we move on, taking it back to Venita, I just want to say that Venita and Salley are not people that would be friends normally. I think that they should look at their, super fun month, 2-3 month, venture and be grateful for the time we spent. But these two women are not alike. They don't have the same values. They don't have the same. They're just very different, and I think that Salley is going to constantly disappoint Venita in some way because she's not going to live up to the standard that I think that Venita thinks that she should, and I think that Venita is always going to be kind of an asshole in a way that Salley is not going to appreciate. Yeah. So I think that they should go, oh, it was such a great summer, and then they seem like two people that like met like I was trying to think of like
it was circumstantial, and it just isn't going to last.
Like if your flight's really late.
Yeah.
And so you got like a 9-hour delay, and like at a certain point, everyone's family. By now, we've all been
That's
here.
right.
We're still waiting. It's us against the TSA lady, or not the TSA, but the lady at the desk, at the front desk. Like it's us against
the airline employees.
Yeah. And then like they vow to like keep in touch. I'll text you. We're gonna go to that Dave Matthews concert together. And then you just never hear from them again. And I think that the most that they can really hope for is like having a nice working relationship, and that maybe when the show's over, they'll have like that like trauma bond that like we've all, anyone who's worked on shows for like an exorbitant amount of time, like there are people that I've worked on shows with that I would have never in a million years been friends with, like out like in like the real world, in
your
land.
natural habitat.
Yeah. But at this point, there are certain people that like I would take a bullet for that I worked on a show with that I would never have anything to do with because of that. Like I think you can get that from working on just where you're just locked in a bubble for however long, and like you both shared this experience. I just think that they should just either look forward to that day and just bid this relationship adieu because it's not natural for them to stay close, I don't think.
So what you might be saying is that they should just have a showmance. Showmance can be platonic.
100%.
I've talked about it before. It's like you work on a TV show and you're with each other for 16 hours a day for 2 months, and you will literally meet and befriend the best person you've ever met. You'll be best friends. It's talking every day, doing it. Oh my God, we're going to be friends forever. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Rap party. All right, bro, I'm going to hit you up tomorrow, dude. We're going to play golf. We're going to do other things. You don't see that, dude, for 5 years until you guys end up on another show together. And like clockwork, it's, oh, bro, dude, and then boom, right back at it. 3 more months. Oh, man, I love you. You're the best. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And then you never see that dude again, which makes the ones that you do see, Gavins, the Timmys, the Hoofers, and the Pacos in my life, way more special because you're like the ones that you don't get rid of. That's when it's like, no, we're meant to be friends. This was a real thing. And not that the others weren't real, but it's a showmance. Sometimes it can be platonic, sometimes it can not be. But it's a showmance, and it's just meant for that little moment in your life.
Exactly. It's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, and then take it and enjoy it and move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next scene up is when we go to Shepherd Rose's new home.
Wait.
And
we got to talk about Hudson going to. Did you guys ever do summer camp or away camp when you were kids?
no, because I went to the Jersey Shore, bitches.
But by yourself or with your family?
We had a house, so it was everyone there.
So summer camp kids can relate to this. Summer camp, like on the bus, where you get dropped off at church and then you get on the bus or the
Hume
school or
Lake.
whatever. I went to Hume Lake.
Shut
Are
up.
you serious?
Yes, I'm serious?
What?
16 years. Did we go to the same today?
You're
In the
a
bushes?
little bit older than
Not
me.
that much.
Enough to where I think I would have still been in elementary school when you went.
Dude, that is
So I
hilarious.
hope you
can't
weren't doing
believe
any.
We've never. Well, that's where you do at church camp.
No, not with that. When the age.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
you
no,
would have
you're
been a
saying
camp
age.
counselor by the time.
Yeah. That probably also happened at him. Like, no, him
Wow,
was the
that's
best.
so random.
That is so random. Dave Castle, our youth pastor, who I've said is the most amazing church pastor I've ever had in my life. He took us to him like 3 years in a row.
Pretty
can't
sure
believe you
my
guys-
favorite youth pastor ever was Dave too. The church ended up firing him because he was bad at paperwork. Like
Who
we
needs
don't give a shit
paperwork
about
when you got
paperwork.
Jesus.
Don't really think that's a
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
bad at paperwork.
What did he hit on other girls? He didn't hit on me.
yeah, that doesn't seem
Maybe he hit on other boys.
Damn it, Dave.
No. Listen though, a summer camp is like parents are like, oh, packing the bag, crying, getting ready to get you in the car, screaming, holding on to
Wait,
what
you're screaming or the parents
every
are screaming?
kid who's ever gone away to summer camp on the way to the bus, crying.
Oh, you don't want to
screaming.
go.
No,
Nobody
you don't
wanna
want to
go.
The first time you go, like, don't want to leave, petrified. It's gonna be the worst thing on earth. I can't believe you're forcing me to go to this camp against my will. 10 minutes on the bus, and it's like, I'll never want to come home again. They got to drag you off the bus
Yeah.
at the end of the week. You've made all your best friends. It is the craziest. It's the craziest roller coaster of like, I'm never speaking to my parents ever again. You're deserting me. This is torture.
Yeah.
Into
I live here now.
never want to go home again. This is my home. These are my new families. And mom and dad, if you want to see me, come to Camp Kiowaska or whatever it is. Like
yeah.
it is
Ayahuasca, Iowa.
whatever. No, what's the song? Camp something or other. You guys are probably too young.
Thank you.
There's a song
Finally,
about
some
it's like a
recognition.
song. Hello, mother. Hello, father. I'm writing from da 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 da. Somebody,
That's
Joe
a Wonder
Schmo.
Bread commercial. I
Yeah.
thought.
I
It's
thought that was
probably
a
in a bunch of commercials.
Or Jiffy, or like a peanut butter commercial.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
but it's about a kid going to summer camp and writing a letter back home, and
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's great. But that is
Tell us
like
more
so,
stories, Grandpa.
dude. It
How many times did you get saved at Hume Lake? I feel like I got saved like every year.
it was already saved at that point.
Well, yeah, but then
Wait, what do
you
you-
feel in the Holy Spirit at
Oh
Hume
my
Lake.
God. I thought you meant because you couldn't swim.
Oh, well, that too. That happens.
We're not saving anybody at the Jersey Shore unless you can't swim. Then there are lifeguards. There is no religious component to being
Yeah, seeing
fist pump.
Hudson, seeing Hudson go. Like he was handling it pretty well. Good on you. I guess it's a little different now. But love that she was like, if you kiss a girl, you get one of these, and he was like,
Oh, that was adorable.
so funny.
Oh, Madison.
But then
okay.
the pictures.
Okay, now we're back at
South Carolina, North
yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Back
but
at the
the
ranch.
pictures of him on the little Hobie cats or whatever, sailing with his buddies. Like,
Yeah.
if there's parents with kids that are ready to go to summer camp and they're freaking out, go. You're going to have the time of your life. You won't want to come home, and you will not be able to wait for next summer. It's the best. Summer camp is the absolute best.
It sounds amazing. I'm also just going to say, if you have a chance to get your kid to the Jersey Shore, that's also the best. Anyway,
Summer camp.
so now we're at Shep's new house, and I just need to say, Rod, those floors need to be refinished. Don't let this mook move in with that floor stain. It was a bad
I didn't even
90s
notice it,
moment,
but
that floor stain.
Also, when Shep kept saying
early
that
aughts.
he's getting a sectional, I literally rewound it 3 times, and every time, all I heard him say was, "I'm getting a sexual couch right here.
A sexual
I'm getting a
couch.
sexual couch."
Yes.
Which, like, I was like, oh, that's probably what you're going to use it for. So, I didn't know that was a thing. No, I want one.
I love that house.
Oh no, I love the
house
house. I need the
legit.
floors to be refinished because that stain is driving me bananas. Also, I really love how Shep tries to like pass off this quiet luxury of like, I don't need a new kitchen with Carrara marble and vaulted ceilings. I'm just a simple girl who needs a $3.2 million home on a secluded island.
Yeah.
You can't, quiet luxury is like an oxymoron. Do you know what I mean?
Rustic. He likes rustic.
There's nothing about that house that is rustic.
The floor with the big stain.
Okay. Your quiet luxury nonsense is not passing muster over a here, Shep.
But also, when they're like, I don't believe this is going to happen, but I think it would be so freaking funny if it did happen. When Craig is like, no, this is a great house. You could have get married and have a kid in this house.
You could even have
be here
two
for a
kids
while.
and
Yeah,
don't have to
but then
move.
Shep was like, I could have 2 kids here, and he talks about like, listen, I don't think that's what Shep wants really, but it popped in. I was like, dude, how funny would it be if Shep is the one that ends up married with a couple kids and grown up, and like he's the one that becomes like a normal out of this whole bunch?
That's never
would
going
like
to
it.
It
happen.
would be crazy.
After the mid-season teaser at the end, it did seem like, are they leading us to that Shep meets this girl? And listen, I don't think it's true, because since then,
Because
you
of
just
the-
see
because of the
interviews.
way he
you
hit on
see
her?
what?
Because of the way he hit on her?
Well, sure, but like she was in several scenes. Like, I don't know, like it seems like she was in 2 or 3 scenes from the mid-season thing. So I was wondering
I think
if
that
they
was
were
all the
trying to,
Mexico trip.
if it was any setup for what's to come and that he's going to start dating someone. But then I saw Charlie on or Salley on or whatever, and Andy's asking is there any chance that Shep gets married? And like, it just seemed like such an immediate, like, no. So,
Because that's the end.
and
the
that's
correct answer.
current times. The season is already shot. So, but I hate that. That's a problem with these watch what happens spots and these reality spots, is that you're like, at this point, I don't think that Craig and Charlie, not only do I not think that they're dating now, I'm not sure if they ever even get past, not even get to first base.
We'll get to it later, and we were talking about it, and you told me to save it for the show, and here we are on the show.
Because he always goes,
set it
and I
up.
go, just save it.
He set it up at the dinner that he was already out on Charlie.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, well,
Fine.
Well, I'm a believer, so I'm thinking that he wasn't trying to set that up at the dinner, but whatever, we'll get there.
I hope they have one smooch at least.
Yeah,
I just hope
give
they
one
get.
smoochines.
And even if it's like, oh, that's the kiss where they realize they're just friends. But like, I still would like to see that happen. Because,
Same.
I don't give Craig too many compliments. If you've been here for a minute, you know
Well,
that.
you're a big Craig stan.
But I'm going to right now, because when they went to the backyard and Craig was like, whatever you do, don't turn this into an oasis, because Austen won't want to hang out here. That made me pee my pants a little. That shit was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I have said this and I stand by it. Rod does, to me, spit the truth. Like, I think even if he's saying one sentence, I'm like, yeah, that's a fact, and I'm glad you said it, Rod.
Yeah.
When they brought up at the end of the scene the Audrey Austen little spat at the end, which we never got any audio on, which was annoying. I don't know why'd you do that, guys?
Oh, I can tell you why.
Oh, please.
Shannon Fall told us that apparently he was on a show, an interview. Austen did an interview where he said that he wanted to spare Audrey the humiliation of a breakup on camera. To which I replied, to spare her the humiliation of a breakup on camera? On camera?
I can't stand Austen.
Dude.
I've been. Thank you for seeing me.
But I don't know.
I've said
Are
this
they
from
broken
jump.
up then? Like-
We'll get to that because, well, if we're talking about the mid-season thing, it does seem like something's going to happen while they're still dating.
Correct, but no. But here's my question:
There could be some tricky editing.
wait,
though.
but if you heard Austen saying like I was trying to spare Audrey, spare
I
this.
didn't hear it. Shannon said it was on it.
Or Shannon said it. Then maybe Shannon, you can answer this for us. I'm just wondering, were they then breaking up in that moment? And he went to the producers and said, please don't air the audio?
Yeah, if I didn't get that.
And why would the producers ever do that? Because that's gold for them?
Yeah.
Well,
If-
it
if-
takes you about 6 months to learn where the power button is on a microphone pack.
You're saying if the camera was picking them up, they would think they were getting audio, but they weren't?
No, but
Because the camera was on them.
yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. The camera guy and audio guy are two separate guys or girls. But like you can turn your mic pack off, and the producer could be like, "You guys turn your mics back on," and they'll be like, "No, f- you, this isn't going on camera," and you can't really force them to turn them back on.
Got it. Yeah, no, I was just wondering, like, isn't someone, if the camera's on something, isn't someone watching that they would realize that they turned their audio off or whatever?
The audio guy, not
Yeah.
the camera guy, and a producer
or
would be.
That's what I'm saying.
sitting there, yeah.
Someone in the mix would be like, "This is okay." Well, I Rod said it. He was just like, yeah, because Austen wanted to be talking to Salley more than he wanted to be talking to Audrey. And he did. That's a fact.
You know, it is so clear that Austen wants, he's not going to hitch his wagon to someone who isn't going to pull him somewhere that he couldn't get on his own. He's looking for someone who is going to catapult him somewhere. And it's not Audrey, you know?
Loretta M1J had said, no man is ready to get married until he meets the love of his life. That's the bottom line. And I think she was talking about, Loretta, tell me if I'm wrong, I think you were probably talking about Austen there. And I actually don't believe that. I think there are men that are just not built, and women and non-binary people. I just think there are human beings that are not built for marriage. And I think Austen, maybe, I have no idea, maybe he's one of those people. Maybe he just needs to do more work on himself. Maybe he needs to get over the fear of whatever he's made this commitment up to be in his head. But I think that men and women can meet incredible people, and that is going to be the love of your life. And then you let it slide because you can't pony up and just say, okay, I'm nervous, but I still want to do this. Like in the next scene that we're getting into, when he meets up with his mom who has been married to his dad forever. I have friends of mine who have passed away, and I'm friends with their parents. And if you can keep a healthy marriage and have another child and still be together after you lose a child, that speaks volumes about who you guys are as individuals, and also just the nature of your marriage and how healthy it is, and the communication that you guys have, because that is next to impossible.
Yeah.
And the fact that she said, like, you can never be 100% certain about anything.
Yeah.
Like, I walked down the aisle and I was just like, I love this person and I hope this is the person I'm spending the rest of my life with. And it's like, you got to have a little bit more. Everything's a risk. Driving here to film this show is a risk.
Yeah.
I hope I make it home and here is safe every time, but like, you just don't know. And I think Austen is stuck in this weird fantasy land where he doesn't understand that, you know what? Things are going to happen.
Yeah.
God forbid, nothing like what your parents experienced. But even if that did happen, you can still stay together and have a lifelong partnership that's beautiful. And it's something that you really get so much out of.
Yeah.
He's just such a scared little boy. There's nothing about him to me that reads as an adult.
No, he seems less scared and more lazy to me. He seems more lazy.
But I think his laziness comes from a fear of making an actual move.
Sure. I think what I'm saying is that I don't want to give Austen another excuse as to, like, when we talk about, oh, I think that this thing that happened with his sister might be like a huge reason as to like why he's having a hard time like committing to someone, because, oh, he thinks that he might lose them or it might not work out. I am not at all saying that what Austen went, like, I know nothing about what Austen went through, but I hesitate to give Austen another reason to go, yeah, what she said, you know.
I'm not saying it as an excuse. Like, as my mom says, there's reasons why you do things, but there aren't excuses. So I think this is just, I find it fascinating to connect the dots as it's like, oh, that's why you do this.
Yeah.
Not excusing it at all.
Yeah.
And that's why, Loretta, if that comment was about Austen, like, I disagree with it, because I think you can meet, it's like, what was his name? Al Pacino, after Diane Keaton died, he was like, that was the love of my life and I missed out. And it's like, she's dead. Like, you needed someone to, no, you just never wanted to be the guy in a serious monogamous relationship and be married. And that's okay, Al. You don't have to be. And Austen, you don't have to be either. But then stop dating girls under the false pretense that I want a relationship and I want the same things you want, because you don't.
So we talked about this before, and that I don't think I don't think that Austen wants that. He says he does, but he doesn't. So the thing that when he had the conversation with his mom about him and Audrey was like, you know, when you talk about us, there's a lot of I's and not a lot of we's. That Austen isn't scared. He's selfish. Which is what I said before. He just wants to have a lot. He wants to bounce around. He wants to be Shep. He wants to be Craig. And obviously Craig wants to get married and whatever, but he's not. And he's had multiple opportunities and multiple girls that were worthy of life partners. It might sound horrible, but whatever.
Craig?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
They didn't didn't want to marry him.
Totally.
He wanted to marry them.
Fine. But like,
I do.
I do.
He wants
If he
that.
gets here before you get me to the courthouse.
He wants that Charleston life. He wants to be a Charleston boy. He sees that. The only successful relationship he has in his life are his parents, which
And his
should be the
sister.
most important. But he told his mom that story, right? He was saying that he was having a conversation with Audrey, and she said, when you talk about us, it's always a lot of I's and not a lot of we's. And so that to me is totally fine, dude. But like, I think this was Austen's first attempt at realizing maybe I don't want that life. Maybe I don't want kids. Because he even said to his mom, yeah, but what if I don't? What if it doesn't happen? So he's starting to have a change. He's starting to realize like, maybe I don't want to get married. Maybe I don't want kids. Maybe the cats are enough. Maybe I just want to be this Charleston boy and have a multiple stories and multiple chapters in my love life. Totally fine. But as you said, don't tell anyone that that's not the case. Tell them that it is the case. There are plenty of women out there that are like, yeah, dude, I don't want to get married. I just want to have fun. And we'll go on some vacations. We'll have a good time. Nothing too serious. That's fine. That's a wonderful life for some. The thing about not knowing if that's your person, his parents, I'm assuming, I'm speaking for the dad, at least the mom understood that people change. You're not the same person you were at 16, at 21, at 30, at 40, at 60, at 80, at 90. People change. Things happen in life, great things, horrible things. Money shows up, money disappears. Tons of things happen that make a person totally transform their behaviors, their attitudes towards things. Sometimes it lasts forever, sometimes it doesn't. But that's the thing that I think people don't grasp. People don't understand that, like, you gotta, I don't know what you gotta do, but you gotta understand that if you want a life partner, that she or he or they are not going to be possibly the same person in 5 years that they are today, in 10 years that the person that you fell in love with. So I don't even know how to, like, I'm processing all this as I'm saying it. I don't even know what advice to give or what you're supposed to fall in love with. Like, I love Natalie for a ton of reasons, but the one thing, it was as silly as this is, we will laugh until the cows come home and fly back to wherever they came home from. That is, we laugh all the time. We could want to kill each other. And I would say 80% of our arguments end with somebody making a joke and making the other person laugh, or us being, it's laughing. Like, again, we have a ton of other qualities and things that we both love about each other. But like, the fact that we laugh all the time is, I think, what will keep us together forever, hopefully, throughout any changes or throughout any disasters or comeuppance and all those things. Is
and
that
the kids.
And we have kids. Yeah.
I was literally just saying this to someone the other day because my parents have been together since 1970, 68, 70. So a long time, over 50 years.
What does Shane say? Since the late 1900s?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And from the late 1900s.
Yes, since the late 1900s. And they really genuinely love each other. And I see it when I'm around them. My dad could be annoying the piss out of my mom because he didn't take the garbage cans out or do the, Pop, that is not how you make the bed, Robert. Okay, you got to fluff the pillows. Like, who cares? No, the Queen of England's not coming over. She's dead. Like, they'll be bickering. And then my dad says that, and my mom just starts laughing. Yeah. And he never doesn't just make her belly laugh.
And it goes both ways. It doesn't matter. Like, I could be wanting to murder the world, and she'll say something, and I will be pissing myself.
Yeah, that's right. Napoleon said it. A woman laughing is a woman conquered. And I really think that's...
Somebody else said, if you can make them laugh, you can make them breakfast.
Who said that?
I don't know. It's the same thing.
Oh, okay. But point being is, like, it is so true. Like, with your friendships, with your intimate relationships, laughter is laughter is key. And I think that's actually part of the relationship in the beginning. I think that he's really good at.
Right.
I think he's good at playing into the fantasy and let's laugh and cuddle and watch a rom-com. Like, look at his Instagram handle. Kroll the Warrior King. It's from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So he clearly loves all that stuff, but he's too scared to say, but I'm still going to be here and be loving and trying to make you laugh even when shit goes south.
This just popped in my head. I think he's scared to disappoint his parents. Like, I think that's what he's scared to admit. He's selfish, which is why he doesn't really want to have a life with somebody. He wants to have his life and do what he wants, but he doesn't want to tell his parents that. Because, like his mom said, having kids was the most amazing thing she's ever done in her life. He doesn't want to tell his mom that he doesn't want that experience and that he doesn't want what she has. Him and his mom provided assuming the best example of what love and a healthy relationship and a long-lasting marriage is. I would feel a little bad to tell those parents, yeah, I don't want what you want. I think it would bother me.
Oh, it didn't bother me.
But you're not selfish, and you do want what your parents have.
Yes and no. I don't want, like, I want that love and that companionship, all of that very deeply. But the name of my thesis in college was I'll probably never get married. Like, marriage has never been a thing that mattered to me. I just want the companionship. Like, I don't want an open relationship. I just.
Yeah, right.
And they couldn't
the
understand
piece
that.
of paper, sure, you don't
Yeah.
care about that, but you want everything else, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Austen wants any of that.
No, I agree.
And I think that he's still a little nervous to break his mom's heart. Like, his sister's married, right? Isn't his sister married with kids?
No.
No, she's young.
If you're selfish in the way that you just don't want to have a lifelong relationship, I don't think that's a bad thing. It is if you're telling people that that's what you want. But I think he's hesitant to. That scene to me read as, oh, you're a lot of eyes. That's selfish. You don't want what your parents have. Your mom's still trying to tell you kids are the best thing. It's going to be great. And you're still a little hesitant to be like, I don't want that. The best he could muster is, but what if? What if it doesn't happen? He was asking for her to say, it's okay. It's fine if it doesn't happen. You should be happy no matter what. She didn't say that. And he didn't shut down, but he didn't be like, Mom, I don't think this is something that I want. He may get there, but that's what that scene read to me, was him testing out the waters to see what Mom was going to say if he was like, I don't want kids or a wife.
I think that's an interesting take on it. I don't necessarily think that's wrong at all. The only two things I want to add to this one, I looked up the birth years. His sister was born in 84, and Katie, his younger sister, was born in 96.
Yeah.
So she's she's going to be 30 this year. So she's 29. So Katie could also actually be getting married and having kids also. So that'll be interesting to see that happen and how that affects Austen. I wonder if that would make him go either way, like really push into the like, no, I just want to be single and like loosely date people or whatever. Cause she's of the age now where like she might be getting married and having kids. So that's interesting. And I also just want to note, I think his mom, listen, from what we've seen of her, she seems like an incredible human being.
Yeah.
And so strong. Like I could never imagine losing a child.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't think it's ever easy, but I just think like this was a full human that you know what I mean? Like, like on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, one of the housewives has been talking about, she gave birth to twins very prematurely, and one of them only lived, I think, like 5 or 10 days, after giving birth, which is horrific and a nightmare. I just am putting myself in like a mom's shoes thinking that's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would even be able to get out of bed if it was just like, oh no, but now I have 10 years of memories with you and I have and I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying like, I just think she's such a strong person to sit there and be able to say, even after going through the pain of losing a child, the unnatural nature of that, to say it is the best thing I've ever done with my life. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I think that Austen thinks that he should be living a life that he's not reached yet. And I also think that he thinks he should be dating a woman that he has not reached yet, or isn't really dealing with the fact that like, no, you did reach her and then you cheated on her with 2 girls and whatever. I think that Austen isn't choosing a girl or choosing a thing because he's lazy and because he's selfish and I don't think Austen's a terrible guy. I just think that Austen is his biggest obstacle in life. And the sooner he realizes that, the friggin' better. But I think that saying that, you know, he doesn't want to disappoint his parents, that's a lovely thing. I don't think he's the guy that is like worried about things like that. I think he's so self-absorbed.
To me, Austen, the way to deal with him is the way I wish we could deal with like the holding down of women in this country. So like, you know, what was it in Greenland or Iceland? They all just decide, like many years ago, they all just decided we're not working anymore.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this. You don't respect us. You don't pay us the same, whatever. And so every woman was like, I am staying home. And women got rights so quickly in that country, your head would spin. And I feel like I would also like to do that in this country. So ladies, email me. Let's make this happen. But I wish that that's what would happen with Austen and his dating life.
Yeah.
Like I wish he's a billboard, a walking billboard for bad F-boy behavior. And no, it's not, it's glazed over in this cute kind of, I keep reverting back to this because he's so that guy that's like, I just love a rom-com. He says it all the time. Like, you know, when him and Olivia ended up like that night that she left her bra there, it's like, you know, we were just watching a movie and we cuddled. I just wish every woman would realize him for the toxic dude that he is.
Yeah.
Maybe a great brother, maybe a great person to work with, but to date, he is a toxic dude.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the area I'm talking about him in. And I just wish every woman in America and internationally, if he starts dating internationally, would watch this and just be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Like it's not happening because I'm not any different than any of these other women. They were all amazing.
Yeah. No, when you really start going, and we'll go back through them again later when we get to the argument, but like when you do start going through that roster, it's just like, I don't know how many silver platters you can be handed. Like,
and that's why I just don't agree with like anyone that could think like, oh, it's just not the right person. It's like, no, he's not the right person.
Yeah.
These girls like have all been and I also don't believe that there is one person out there for everybody.
No, of course not.
That's my personal belief. I believe in soulmates, but I think I think you're a soulmate
several.
of mine. You can have friendship soulmates, intimate soulmates. I think at a certain point you meet someone, and this is not settling at all, but it's like, wow, you are incredible. I love you. You make me laugh. We are aligned in the goals that we want in our life, where we want to live, if we want children, don't want children, whatever the things are on your checklist. And you're like, great, let's do it. Let's roll the dice and let's do this.
Yeah.
And Austen has had plenty of opportunities to do that with really wonderful people, and he has shit the bed every single time.
Yeah.
In the famous words of Jen O'Toole, is Austen a sufferer of someone will seem needy until their needs are met? Like, yes, all these women are amazing, but maybe not for Austen.
No, because I don't think he's needy. I think he's just an ass that like has not gotten out of his own way.
Yeah. Me, all about me. And I am supposed to be this, that, and the other. And if I haven't gotten it yet, it is not my fault. It's other things that were out of my control.
But
if I haven't found the woman yet,
like has he had that? Has he expressed those kind of behaviors with anyone other than Craig?
He does it with Shep too, but like not this season. But like because Shep's not like the focus of this season. Shep has been the focus of other seasons of like why they've really got to distance themselves from Shep. You know, they all kind of take turns of being the person that they got to distance themselves from, except for it's never Austen, but not because Austen's this great guy that nobody has any complaints about, but like Austen's the only one that seems to think that like Austen he revolves around everyone else. Like everyone else is like Austen could be pissed that like, he could be pissed at a million things that are totally valid, but Shep and Craig both are people that like, Austen is not a thought in their heads about when they're going forward and doing something. Like he's not a factor in it. And it's not because they're not good friends, but it's because these dudes are. I can't believe that Craig is younger than Austen. Like I know we keep doing the dates and being like, and I keep being
That
surprised
much
every
younger.
time as if
2
like we
years.
haven't talked about
Not
it.
even 2 years.
We did talk about it, and I forget because Austen to me seems like the 33-year-old little brother to these two guys that are just actually adults living their lives at this point.
I think it was Fishing Gal Minnie got a lot of love this week in the comments.
Yeah.
So
That
much mini love.
Yeah,
was
man.
like, oh, I love it.
Where'd
when
you go?
She was like, oh, I love it when Minnie's there and she's sitting there and she's like, and then Mike always ruins it. He goes to pet her and she always runs away. I literally just went to pet her and she ran away.
100%. I saw it. I clocked it.
I'll get her back. Watch.
Yeah, because she loves mama.
Because she likes
Yeah, she
greenies,
likes-
Fishing Gal. I don't know what to tell you. Look at
Well,
her.
you
She's
should
back.
like that, fishing gal, because greenies are in the shape of little fish.
Oh, it's
Oh,
true.
that is true.
Yeah.
The next scene is when Salley goes to her family. Didn't really care about this scene. The only two things I took from it are, Salley hates the chickens, which is no news flash here.
But we did get proof of life.
Okay, well, first thing, the poodle chickens are called silkies. Silkies
Didn't we say
is
Silky?
no, we said sultans, and then something else. There was something else. The poodle chickens are called silkies. This is from Manda B. My family had some, and bless them, they are pretty dumb. Roosting is when the chickens go and sleep. Yes, but also they go up on a beam and roost. That's how they sleep. So if her house chickens don't know how to roost, they just never go inside. Hence why she had to chase them when it's cold. And then Debbie Roller says, could we get off the chickens?
So funny.
Yeah, we can. Manny J says, we can relax. The chickens are safe. Charlie was on virtual realities tea time, and she said it wasn't long before Salley gave the chickens away. And Evie Dillard said the chickens are gone. It was said on a show when they interviewed one of the girls. There's not a ton that can make me like change my whole view of someone like in a snap than somebody that gets animals and immediately
A week later is giving
gives
them,
them
even
away.
if it's 2 months later, it's just
Yeah.
like, let's go through like a cycle with them. But hopefully she found a good home for them
Totally,
and they're living a better
totally.
life than they would be with her.
And also, just to say, like, I'm not some like, oh, this is a black and white thing. Like, if you have kids and there's an allergy that presents itself that
Sure.
you never knew about because this
Get
is your
rid of the
first animal.
kids.
I am into that, but I get it if you're not all into that plan. Like, I understand. And or if it's like, if a dog bite so bad happens that you just can never know. You can never trust that it's not going to happen again.
That's
And
right.
like you have like a toddler, like there are things. I'm not a total stickler on it, but like this bitch didn't even know that chickens couldn't fly or like swim. There was
Dude.
no due diligence here.
Listen,
No, there was do me Craig diligence.
Yeah.
That's why she got the chickens.
that's
Yeah.
what Johnny Smiles was like. She didn't want chickens. She wants a rooster.
Johnny, that's a good one.
But also,
Yeah.
who knew that chickens couldn't get wet? And then this one is like, oh, if they look up, they drown, which I didn't even think about, but they got their little 2 holes there. And
Yeah.
they are pretty dumb.
Listen,
That seems like the perfect pet for Salley.
well, I mean, yeah, if she doesn't want to keep them long, I suppose she could just leave them outside during a sprinkle.
No, don't do that.
I know, but I just like, I don't know. That is just so gross to me. I'm sorry. I still like Salley because I'm here for the show and I'm here for
Same.
the entertainment she's going to bring. But like, I just wish that she would have lied and said like, I'm actually going to be out of town a lot. So I just thought it would be better if they had like someone that was going to be at home, like anything. And she just doesn't even think of that. Like she couldn't care less. She said she hates them.
Yeah, that was way harsh,
Yeah,
Ty.
it
You
was
hate
harsh.
them?
Yeah.
What did tofu and cantaloupe and popcorn or whatever their names
Yeah.
are do to you,
Yeah.
Salley?
The thing that I kept thinking about in this scene, and listen, we talked about church a lot in this episode, not a lot, but like I was churchy when I was a kid, not so much anymore. All I kept thinking about was her saying like, oh, we grew up very traditional. We went to church every Sunday. The family seemed pretty churchy. Love it. All I could hear was, I gave him a half a blowjob in a parking lot. And mom and dad hearing that last season being like, what? And just going straight to pray. Like, that's rude to say on camera when you grew up traditional.
But see, now this is why Natalie and I like her for the show because she does say things like that.
Yeah, but
She's not thinking about
Your
churchy
parents.
background.
No, this is what I want to tell Salley because like she's just not putting on. And I've also like the after show. I've not been a fan of hers in the after show. She's kind of going after Charlie in a weird way that makes me think like I don't know. Unless like Charlie could reveal herself to be something that we haven't seen yet. She's brand new. I have no idea right now. Like I'm loving Charlie. She's a darling little Tinkerbell.
No, you're a Tinkerbell.
That's why that was on the top of my mind because you were just talking about that comment. But Salley has it in her, as I said, to be a Madison-esque type character. But the thing that Madison always did is she was super raw and honest. Like, I don't know if we've ever caught Madison in a lie. There's just been some like interviews and Watch What Happens stuff and after show stuff that like I feel like Sally's not really being true blue to herself or to how things really went down. And it's early. No one's gonna throw you off the boat yet, but just get a grip on that sooner than later. We love an honest, raw, vulnerable. I gave half a blowjob in a parking structure. That's what we're into.
Yeah.
Like, and just be vulnerable and let it be. I just want her to take that in.
Well, listen, there's always her next season.
Right. But
I think she's
start then. Like, because I'm not getting the vibe that she's far ways from Madison at this point.
I don't think she's ever going to be a Madison. You're never going to be Jello.
I know. I love this show so much.
see
I just want her
Jell-O?
to
Yeah.
What is that from?
reach her full potential.
Do you not know? Oh no, keep it open so it can breathe.
Are you gonna have more?
Oh, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free country.
It is. Oh, TBD.
Yeah.
Um,
You are creme brulee, and I am Jello, and Michael likes Jello. I could be Jello. You're never going to be Jello.
Yeah.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Best
Nat?
friend's wedding.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry,
Doesn't
Josh.
anybody
And
trust
hoping-
anybody anymore? Remember, she's trying to go get in the cars, and they're all locked.
And
It's such a
hoping and praying and something and
Wishing and
something.
hoping. Love the bag, love the hair, love the shoes, love everything.
Yeah.
I love
Whatever
that
happened to that
movie.
guy? What's his
Rupert
name?
Everett?
Yeah, whatever happened to Roops?
I think he's done some because he's British. I
Yeah.
think he's done some British stuff.
Oh, all right.
Which you
Anyway.
said you hated the other day. Every British show that was ever made.
Oh my God, I wasn't even here, and I'm certain she didn't say that.
Listen,
that's
what
pretty
I
close.
said, okay, I love spy stuff, which also these people that are in the snow right now, all I'm seeing in my timeline, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, so like shit just gets drizzled in there.
Yeah.
And there's been so many right now that have that are saying, oh, this morning there's these planes flying around and there's these trails in the sky, and now that it's snowing, here's a snowball, and you'll watch them take the snowball and they walk inside and take a lighter and hold the lighter underneath the snowball, and it's turning black, like it's not melting. Is anyone out there? Deborah Lashley. Listen, don't go outside if it's not a good idea. But when it is, I am just curious if anyone has experienced this or if I have fallen into an AI situation. Now, listen, I'm open to it. I'm
Two
just
truths.
saying,
Both things could be true.
Yeah. But what I had said about the thing about these UK shows, I love a spy show, and so I'm always looking for it. And I've exhausted them that are from the mainland, so now I'm going out to find others. And I
Outsourcing to overseas.
Yeah, and I just I don't know. These British shows are just they're falling on lost years. I guess they're just.
But for in that genre, like you're not talking about like the Downton Abbeys of the world, the Ab Fabs of the world.
or like Little Britain. Or
the Great British Bake Off.
Oh my God, what is the one with the girl that is like, well, it's a boy playing a girl.
Catherine Tate.
Oh, that's the girl you were
Yes,
talking
is
about?
Literally the funniest person
Yeah.
and funniest show ever created on earth.
No, I love that. Brennan and Garrett love them. Love her too. That's where I watched all of it, was at their house.
Well, speaking of things we love, now we get to go on a date with Craigie and Charlie.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I don't like oysters, but I wish I did because I want to go on an oyster date. I thought that was really cute.
Everything about it. Oh, and it's called Lowe's Oyster something. Low Oyster.
Sure.
Okay. I had kept hearing them talking about it, and I thought that Charlie had just a very Southern accent, because I thought she kept saying, and then we're going on, when he asked me to go to little country oysters, but it was Lowe's country oysters. But I thought she was saying Lil.
That's cute.
But
That is so sweet because she's such a cutie.
She's a
I thought
cutie.
that she was saying little country oysters, but it was Lowe's country oysters.
But I thought that they it seemed like they were going to go. I don't know. You pick oysters. You hunt
Yeah, we thought it was a
oysters or
boat.
whatever. Well, there's not a boat.
I thought
you
it
just
was a
walk
boat.
out and get them. They're in a cage or something.
I wonder if it's similar to like clamming.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Oh, then you go out and get them.
Yeah, but I thought that
feet
was
in
the
there.
date that he had a
clam
buddy
digging.
they got the boots.
we went to
and
Bodega Bay as a kid.
I
Did you?
thought that's what
You went to
that-
Human Lake. I don't know.
that's what the date was. That's what he seemed to offer, was that his friend has this place and they can go get oysters and then they would come back and eat them. But they never went and got them.
Yes,
which
I
was
did
a
think-
little bit of a bummer. Also, did you guys notice the boots that Craig had on?
I did.
Anybody remember where those boots came from?
Something, was it a gift from Shep or something?
Yes, those
Yeah.
are Shep's waterproof gardening boots.
Oh,
Remember, Shep got him a gardening boots,
Yeah.
and he's like, they're waterproof. So I thought it'd be great for gardening, which they're not gardening boots, but smart.
Yeah.
Probably one of the 6 gifts Shep's ever
Ever
bought
bought
in his
anyone
life.
ever.
I was just gonna say,
Including
I wonder,
family members.
why they didn't bring that up. Because they have taken literally every opportunity that under the sun to remind us that Shep is cheap, buys no gifts, does not want to
Shep's
pay for
helping
anything.
with that. it's that.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know,
They
but I
is
think it's
Shep.
funny that because I feel like they both said, didn't he say
Yeah,
they
nice
have their
cute
outfits,
boots,
cute
yeah.
boots, whatever.
The search is on for Cupid.
Yeah. So the fact that Craig didn't bring that up, but what I want to say is that I've been wondering, if the way that they are going out of their way to remind it, if you haven't picked up on it in the last 10 seasons, that Shep is the cheapest guy on this show. They have every episode has been something different where they're showcasing what Shep will not pay for and will not bring to you and buy for you for your birthday, for your baby shower, for anything. He doesn't care. It makes me wonder if Shep has been a real just nickel and diming production about things, And so if they're kind of on a mission to be no, these people will not leave the season without knowing that this guy is tight as a tick, will not buy anything. Anyway, because I feel like that was a moment for Craig to be Shep got me these.
Totally.
Yeah, but they didn't. Maybe he did, but it got,
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe he did.
yeah.
They were like, yeah.
Listen, I don't know if this whole thing is just fake, and I
don't think it's fake.
I don't either. Because
I
they
don't think
did
it's-
seem flirty and cute with each other.
Dude.
And I thought, I don't know, it seemed like they had a good time and it was pretty cute. I want to go on a date like that, not for oysters because I don't like oysters, but just having chemistry with someone. I have this theory, the ball bounce.
Yeah.
If someone likes you, when you were a little kid and you go to the machines, you put the quarter in, you spin it, and you get those great rubber balls. And when you would throw it, that feeling of it just ricocheting and coming right back to you is exhilarating. And I feel like that's what a good flirt is. When you have a good rapport with someone and it's just that energy that's bouncing back and forth between you guys. And I felt like they had that good ball bounce.
Yeah.
And I like that she opened up about her relationship, that he didn't want, this serious forward momentum that she was wanting with, getting engaged and getting married. And they had that in common. I thought was really cute.
Yeah.
I just, you could see he was kind of nervous, or she looked adorable. So when he went to go take the picture, he saw oh my God, she's so adorable. I
Yeah.
don't know what to do with myself. And he seemed nervous and into it. And
Yes.
I hate to think that that's all fake. I just don't think they're that good of actors.
Listen, I would be the first person to be like, yeah, it's fake. Craig's an asshole. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's fake. I thought it was a sweet date. It was super cute.
Like and subscribe.
All of the things. That being said, something happened afterwards that turned him off, because he literally, we'll get to the dinner, his whole spiel about, well, what about, do I go on a date? But what if I don't? Am I leading people? That was a setup for him to he was starting to realize that he's not that into it.
I don't
It's
think
not
it is.
about her giving him a turn off. He's not ready. That's
whatever.
what I think this will
fine,
get
whatever.
to.
Maybe turn off was the wrong word. I don't mean sexually turned off, but
No, I know.
turned
but
off for some reason,
Yeah.
whether it's Paige, whether it's he's not ready, whether the chat GPT hasn't figured quite out what he should do. That was him setting up that this isn't going to progress. past maybe a second date that he already felt self-conscious about, because whether that part is real or not, he doesn't want to hurt her feelings or lead people on. Like, so again, I don't think the date was fake. I think it was real, and I think it was super cute. They did all those things. They seemed nervous. It seemed like that. This is a great first date.
Yeah.
And you go home and like they probably didn't eat any oysters because you just like can't eat.
Yeah.
And you just all in knots in a good way. So I believed. I thought it was all real. But I do think that something happened. Whether again it was a realization, whether she said something or did something, or he was just like, this girl's amazing. She's so cute. And I still am not there. So something is not right. Him at dinner was setting up that nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know if I completely agree with him setting up that like this isn't going to progress. I'm not there yet. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not there yet. Because I can also see, like he said this thing at dinner where I think it was at dinner. I don't think it was on their date. I think it was at the boys' dinner. That I very much relate to. And I feel like I've said it on the show. I know I've said it to you 100 times. I know in an instant if I'm into someone, if I like them. I don't need I'm not a boat. You're not a barnacle. You're not going to grow on me. I'm not going to figure this out in 2 months. Like, oh my God, I love this person the whole time. No, like I know.
Yeah.
It's how I've always been. And I feel, and Craig said the same thing. He's like, I just know. And again, we are both Aquarians. And I feel like there is that decisive nature. It's like, we're very like arm's length. No, we could be cool. Like I've gone out on dates with guys being like, just so you know, we're having a really fun time. There is a massive possibility that you will never hear from me again tomorrow because I don't like being smothered. My freedom is everything to me. And so there is this part of me that's like, oh, okay, I really like this person. And not so much now because I'm 43, but when I was younger, I was like, oh God, does this mean I don't have my freedom anymore? Hence, I'll probably never get married. Like it just, my biggest fear as a child, I have a distinct memory of being like 7 years old and I was in our basement and I was like, I realized, oh my God, I'm going to have to get married one day and I will leave that person at the altar because I can't, it felt suffocating to me. My biggest fear as a child was leaving someone at the altar. That's a weird fear for a child. And so I think it's that same part of my brain that Craig might be tapping into where it's like, oh God, like I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want, but like, I don't know if I can do this. And I think you just get a little bit nervous when you're a person who goes from 0 to 60 like I do or like a Craig does, because that's how your brain is hardwired.
Yeah. I think that he knows that the second that he gets in, it's going to be full throttle. And then like I think that so many people could be right for people, but if they are in that stretch of a breakup, like there's just no beating it down. Like it just, that time has got to pass, whether it is 6 months or 18 months, whatever it is, like there's nothing that can do anything about it. Like you just, your whole being doesn't feel right. You don't feel free, even though like I am a serial monog and like dated great guys after my divorce. And like, listen, once we did meet, like, yeah, it was on.
I win.
But it just is like, I don't want to discount the people that came before you because they were perfectly lovely. They just like, it was not the time. And thank God it wasn't, because then I wouldn't have never met you, you know? But I think this entire date that they had, I had a shit-eating grin strapped across my face. Like I had butterflies for them. I was like cheese sticking, and I'm not that person. And I feel like everyone could say like, I'm the opposite. Like that shit like makes me like, okay, take it elsewhere. Like I'm not that way. And I saw these two people who I actually think are very well suited for each other. And I don't even know her that well yet, but I have a vibe that like they are well suited for each other.
I do too.
Like my gut is telling me that like if it goes nowhere this season, that it could next season. Like this might just not be something that like can happen immediately right this second. And because I could be totally wrong, but like I said before, they could just be doing a really good job of like keeping everything under wraps and let it being a reveal. But everything that I have seen would tell you that like Many pop-ins. We're talking about possibly
Love.
a great love.
And
Yeah, Minnie.
It's what it said. Minnie doesn't like Craig, and I think she's saying enough about Craig.
Maybe
Move on
he's
to
a
Molly.
cat guy.
Move on to Molly.
Listen.
Oh God, Molly's mess. Molly,
No,
I
I figured
love-
out. I figured out Molly.
Okay, please, because I love
I mean,
Molly
I
so
don't want
much.
to interrupt your glowing review of Craig's date. So
Nat, I felt the exact same way. I was like, it made me so excited for when I have a date like that.
Yeah, because these
'Cause
two
you could
people
feel- it
are
was
like
visceral.
aligned. They really are.
Yeah.
Their energy and like their interests and both of their like completely fine as independent livers of life. You
Yes.
know, like they just like I don't get that from Salley. I think that right now what I'm getting from Salley is everything hangs on the dude. That's like whatever dude is in front of her. It's like all kind of, and even though she's got a great career and got a house and all the things, whatever. I get completely opposite vibes. I loved how vulnerable she was with Craig and saying like, no, I was with someone that like I thought I was going to marry, and he's like, oh, just like didn't work out, and she's like, well, he just changed his mind. Like, and like me at that age, like I don't even know how old she is. She's probably not.
She's like late 20s, like 27,
She
28.
looks so, because she's just like teeny and cute and whatever.
Yeah.
I have this idea in my head that she's just like much younger, but I don't think she is. I think she's like late 20s. But she like, I think that because I always talk about how just like I have an ego and like I don't want anyone to get one up on me. And and maybe that's why Salley sometimes it pisses me off, because I see myself in Salley the way that Salley is just trying to claim that like she never even really liked Craig, or, you know, I don't know. I found that her saying like he changed his mind, so I couldn't really convince him like to like me, you know, like that was just such a like honest thing to
she
say.
Said she won't. She's like, I'm not like. I think she said, I'm not going to convince someone to like me.
Which I also just read as, and she also couldn't.
Oh my God. Wait, I
What?
have bad news for Charlie and Craig. I just looked up Charlie's birthday. She was born in 1998, which makes her 27. I think she's turning 28 in February. Her birthday is right by my birthday on February 2nd. She's February 5th. And Aquarius with his birthday and hers, because I may or may not have looked up what my birthday was. Remember I was saying last episode, there are these books, The Secret Language of Relationships, and you could look up like your best partnership. Theirs is not. An intimate relationship is not their best match. Two Aquariuses together is an intense one. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Obviously it can, but I just, astrologically speaking, they're challenged. I don't know what their moon and risings are, so come back to me.
Editor Danielle says Charlie is giving major Libra vibes. What are Libra vibes? Like, what's a Libra like?
Charlie's giving major Libra vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a ton about Libras because I don't actually really know that many Libras. I just know that they're the scales. So like balance is very important to them, but she ain't a Libra girl. She's an Aquarius, but she could have Libra in her rising or her moon.
What is Austen? Hold on.
God,
Cool.
I would think Cancer, but I don't know. That's my guess.
If he's a Gemini, then I will.
He might be. Hold on. What is?
I will. Well, first of all, I will curse him.
Yes, he is.
He's
June
Austin's
16th.
a Gemini.
He's a Gemini.
That's like a day away from Mikey's birthday. Like those motherfuckers, man.
He's June 16th. Cancer starts on June 21st. So you are correct.
Listen, I don't want to offend any Geminis out there, but stay the away from me. No, you know who's a Gemini is Kim, which is so on par.
Oh, that is
it's, like,
great.
perfect.
Aren't
And Kim
Geminis,
is
like,
one of my
two-
best friends in the world. So I'm not saying that all Geminis have to stay away, but male Geminis, get on the other side of the room. Never look at me again.
Yeah, we could stay away.
Yeah, because they are one thing, and it God, that is so crazy.
Wow, you really nailed that.
Because to watch Austen at that party last week where he's talking, oh Pookie, oh I don't like, look, it looks like I don't have any hair. Oh, do you not like me anymore? Like literally a day before he's possibly breaking up with her. They are two different faces. Like they are two different people. They speak one way, and literally the next day you could not know. You could be like, I guess I never knew ye,
Yeah.
because like they are an absolutely different person. They can live complete double lives. I love that about my best friend Kim. I Love that about her. It's hilarious. Like where she's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then the next day she'll be like, hell no, I'm not doing, like, it's just very like they turn on a dime, and then like it can be very entertaining unless they are your partner in life. It is. And that it is so good. But that makes so much sense about Austen. He's living up to all of it.
At
Miss
Molly's
Kimmy.
mess, she invites her parents to this show that she's going to do, which I'm very excited to see the show. But I need to know, Mike, what you figured Molly out, please.
I think Molly and I, and this is going to sound like such a douchey thing to say, but I think Molly is like just a super creative. Like she is a mega creative. The messy house, the not caring what she really looks like unless she's going to a party or an after show or what. Like those things aren't important to her because her priorities are stories, songs, music, creativity, poems, whatever is like that's, I feel that this one can attest. If she wasn't here, this place would be a pile of trash. Like
Our studio?
no, like it is. I've always been like, I'm not a hoarder. Well, I got a
You have
$200 a
tendencies.
month storage unit that would argue differently.
You got tendencies,
Yeah.
brother. I got to tell you.
100%. But it
I'm
doesn't.
gonna put up a photo of what we found in his storage this last run. It's so
Yeah, we
good.
don't need to post that.
No,
Is
I'm
it a
putting it-
VHS
tape?
Oh yeah, no. There's
It's
an
like the
Apple
first
computer. I think the
Apple
very first
laptop
Apple
ever,
laptop that ever
probably. Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. I think it's probably worth some loot. But like all I care about are big ideas, coming up with ideas, coming up with songs, playing music, writing. Oh, what's the next TV show? What's the next YouTube channel? What's the next bit? Like fixing ideas, like I don't care about anything else. Like that is all my priorities. It's all I care about. And everything else would just kind of go to shit if I didn't have someone who actually gave a shit about those things. Not to say that you're not also creative, but like I think that's Molly's thing. Like the plugs, the shit everywhere, the like sweatpants, the like, she doesn't care. Those aren't priorities in a creative person's world. The only thing creative people care about, like is just being creative. That's it. Nothing else matters. And that's what I collect in this episode.
I don't disagree with that. I think that's a very good, astute call on Molly. Honestly, the only thing I really cared about from this scene was meeting Robert Downey Jr.
Dude, the best name ever.
Oh
That's why I was
my-
like, the cat's name is Robert Downey Jr. Jr.
But
That
even
is
the
so
cat's a mess. I want to brush the cat. I've never looked at a cat and said, "Where's a brush?" Like that's
they
just
usually
not
do it
a
themselves.
thing. Yeah, they do it
It's a
themselves.
built-in
and like,
feature.
Yeah, it's a lot of grooming these things. The only thing that sticks out to me that I'm just like I can't totally get on board with what you're saying is just that she's had. I feel like we had a whole episode where all she talked about was like how many different kind of like nips and tucks and taking fat here and putting fat there and lifting this and shooting this and like she's had a decent amount of plastic surgery to not care about anything but creative shit. Like I think everything that you said is exactly who you are, and I think that you're identifying something in her. But like that is not she did not leave all that to the wayside. Like I think that she says something about being really ADD because her mom points out that she can't stick with anything. Like, and I understand about her saying like, I just always think like, oh, I'm probably not going to be that great at it. So like, why would I really like go for that? Like so I understand that voice, but there's something, her attention just seems to kind of be like all over the place. And right now I think she's in her music era, but like that era could change any minute, you know, like maybe she will actually always have a musical element to her because whether it's band or singing or just all that kind of stuff that she does, but like there, maybe she's what you say. And then she remembers because society will not let us forget 100% ever that like, we've got to be taking care of this, that, and the other. So maybe when she does do those things that I just mentioned, it's because she gets served a reminder from the universe somehow that she is on the clock of like, do I want to have kids? So I guess I need to get bigger boobs. I guess I need to get my lips. Like maybe it's not that she's necessarily so worried about that, but thinks that she should be. So she'll have a moment where she goes and gets those things taken care of, and then she goes back to everything that you were just saying. That could be the medium of that, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. I do agree with that actually now that I've heard both of your points. I think it's a mix between the creativity and everything Mike's saying, and the
Societal
ADD and societal
expectations.
stuff.
Yeah. And being on a show and now officially working in Hollywood, even though it's in Charleston, it's still the business. You know?
And she also started doing that stuff when she was modeling.
Oh, and
Yeah,
she was
that- yeah, I
modeling.
was
for
just
so
that.
there's that.
Yeah.
And
too,
that
like-
Yeah.
I was modeling before Molly was, and like the industry is it's the ugliest industry filled with the most beautiful people, and it really can screw your head up the way that they talk about your body, and just like you're like, what are you talking about? Like I'm 14 and I'm thin and I'm whatever it is,
Yeah.
but for certain designers or for certain looks, and it
Yeah.
depends,
I'm sorry. Like she's on one tonight. Right after we just were bragging on her, saying she just sits here for 90% of the time. And
Minnie is on one tonight.
Barry and I might be leaving the country in a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, take me with you. You'll want to. I have a European passport.
If the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in our building, it's going to be a sad, sad time
in our building?
in our building. The Super Bowl is in San Francisco this year.
Oh. I'm like, does a Seahawk live here?
Anyway, I was just saying she was in a really toxic situation, even though I think incrementally it might be getting better because now we have plus size models and inclusivity and all different colors and short, tall, the modeling industry is much different, but it's still nar. And I think that like you're saying, just that bell gets rung every once in a while.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, okay, well, let me go out and do this or whatever.
Yeah, I totally
and by the way,
forgot
Molly,
about
do
that.
you? I have no opinion on what someone wants to do with their body. The next scene up it's our Jack tracker. It's so adorbs. It's when Jack and Craig are in the kitchen. And listen, I know we saw the coming attractions. Craig is going to shit all over any nice thing you could say about him because he seemingly gets soups nasty, and he's also goes for the jugular at the end of this episode, which we will get to in a minute. But you see these scenes. I will just speak for myself, okay? You see these scenes as a single woman, and you're like, you are on TikTok, not. And by the way, maybe he is looking at like women's tuchuses and TNA and all this stuff. But what did he buy? Okay? He didn't buy the Tuchus of the Month calendar. He bought a bee water feeder. Like, it's so lovely to see a dude who's cute and funny and quirky and loves to have sex with this woman, make money, hang out in his great backyard. I get that you're throwing some temper tantrums and saying some real mean stuff, Craig, that you should not be saying. It is not a good look. It is not cool, man. But that compared to the steaming pile of garbage that Austen and Shep are in the dating world. I'm not saying that they're not wonderful brothers and friends and whatever.
Yeah.
But as a person to date, I would rather get chlamydia in my throat than have to go and date Austen, because it's just going to end in tears for me.
Yeah.
It's why I want a nationwide ban on women dating Austen. And here's Craig, who so we can get some rights in this country, ladies, okay? Like, and then you look at Craig, who's talking to Jack, because that's his bestie, and he's buying all this stuff off the TikTok shoppers, bees and the body wash and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then Whitney calls to invite him to the dinner. And as soon as he gets off the phone, he's got a kiki with Jack about it, which I'm like, you need a sing other so badly.
Yeah.
It's like how anything in my life happens. I have to call Natalie. I have to call Melanie. I have to call Jake. I have to call my best friends and just be like, oh, we've got to talk about this because I need a buddy. I understand Craig very deeply, and I'm not saying he's perfect, and I'm not a Craig apologist, and I'm not a Craig stan. I'm talking about him in comparison to the other three men on this effing show. And to just watch a handsome, funny, endearing dude that wants to just bone and be in the backyard with the bees and I'm not really looking for that much more. You got a bank account, bees, and some things that the Lord blessed you with. And I'm going to say cheers to that.
What did I say last week? Craig said something that I was like, it was so unattractive when Craig said this. Every episode,
Oh, the bottle of champagne.
Oh, when he said, "I'm just a big dumb boy," and I'm like, "Oh God, boner killer!"
Yes.
Like to hear any dude reference
Big
themselves
BK.
as yeah. I love Craig so much that every episode I need to find like what was the most unattractive moment that Craig had here. For me, this episode was that he opens a box and there's, you know, a broken bottle of
Body wash or
suntan lotion or what, which he probably got for people to come over and hang out. It's probably for the people, you know, it's probably like the most expensive one, just whatever. Anyhow, when he it's all over him and he goes, Jack, bro, the sink, like do a, not even a 180. What's half of 180? 90? Do a 90 degree and just hit the sink tap on and wash your hand. Like you did not need to call Jack in to like clean up this bottle. Like I just opened all of our coffee. Well, there's a whole bag of coffee grounds that was in our Amazon box because we get all of our peats from there.
That's like twice now.
It's like 10 times, but you know, you wouldn't know that.
I just drink the stuff.
Because you're his Jack.
Yeah, I am the Jack around here.
But
that is the only thing. Like aside from that,
listen, I agree with you, but here's where I will let it slide. Because Craigie has made enough money that he can afford a Jack.
Totally.
So you know what? Like, is it his best look? Do I wish he just cleaned it up himself like a man? Craig?
Yeah.
Sure. But I couldn't even get mad at him for that. I couldn't.
No, I know. You know what I think it is? I think it's that Jack's a real live boy now. Like now to me, Jack, give him a credit. Like he's on the show now. If you like, I want Jack on the show.
I want Jack on the show.
Yeah, friend of is fine. It's fine. But like, I want Jack, the fact that we get to see him like at least every other episode is so great. And I love Jack so much. So I want more for Jack. I can't wait for Jack to graduate this position and be a full grown
head of operations.
Yeah, exactly.
And now Jack has an assistant, or he, tells the assistant what to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
No, I love Jack.
So that is like literally the only thing. And also me just trying to satiate the people who are constantly like, oh my God, all this Craig. So I'm trying to find the things that Craig does every episode that I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. But but that's literally all I can come up with.
No, he had a great episode. I will say that we are going to get from what the coming attractions are showing for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
We're going to get quite a bit of unsavory behavior from him and just like he's
Who? Jack?
Craig. No, he's Craig needs to work on the way he communicates with people. When he feels attacked, when he wants to get a point across, he goes for the jugular, and it's just not a good look.
While they're still at Craig's house, he gets the phone call from Whitney to invite him to the dinner.
Yes.
And Whitney calls Craig a bully. And like that just immediately I was like, oh, you, Whitney. Because I will never forget the episode from, I don't know what season it was, but it was early on, probably within the first 5 seasons, where, do you remember the RV camping trip that they took Craig on? It was Whitney, Shep, and Craig. They took an RV out somewhere. I remember this personally because it's literally when I was like, I think we can't watch this show together anymore because it's.
I didn't pull the comment, but somebody, I can't remember who it was, Mandy J, or I can't remember, but somebody was like, basically said that they think that my hatred of Craig is because you love Craig so much. And I was like, my hatred of Craig goes way back before you were mega in love with him. Like, I think Paige is what really sold you on. Like, you always kind of enjoyed Craig, whatever. He's always been handsome, whatever. But like, Paige is the thing I think that really, like, Craig's evolution with Paige, the fact that Paige liked Craig, I think that is when you kind of blossomed on Craig. But I was telling them, I was like, oh, you have no idea. Like, we used to have to turn this show off because I would get so psychotically mad when he was with Naomi and the whole like sewing bullshit and the law bar exam and the this and the lying to Shep and the whole thing.
Everything that you say is so like I could find the parallels of the way that you've lived your life. It is uncanny because I say this all the time. Sometimes like when I'm like weirding out with Salley right now is because like I recognize all these things that Sally's doing that I have done before that are just making me be like, oh my God, Sally, I know exactly what you're doing. It's why I think that it's why I've like, I don't love Kyle is because
Kyle Cook on Summer House?
Kyle in Beverly Hills. And the way that she's doing this thing where I'm convinced, I'll say it here because we'll probably never cover the show, that I don't really believe that Kyle's a lesbian. I think that she is dying to get back with her ex-husband. I think that soon to be ex-husband. I think that she knows that ship has sailed because somebody put it so perfectly. I think it was Jenny McCarthy was like, once you dive back into that 20-year-old poontang, it's hard to dive back out and go back to the kids that are your own age. Like it just makes it really hard once you start dating a bunch of like.
It's got to just be that way for men because I have jumped into the 20-year-old dudes.
Oh yeah,
it's
not totally
for me.
A man thing, and also. He is who he is, and he's just a powerful, rich, whatever. So like, it's just going to be hard for him to like get his head on straight about like what's really best for him and whatever.
He might want to though. I feel like, and I really like him. But
I really hope so.
I would like to see the evolution of like, okay, we're out of the F boy phase and like let's matriculate.
Totally, I would love that. This is not the city that normally happens in a ton.
What are you talking about?
I know, it's just a shot in the dark. But I have always been convinced that she has gone so far with this other relationship with this young country star that she has because it is like shielding her from having to deal with like that shitty reality that like she might have aged out of like what like that he just.
I gotta tell you something. The only reason I don't buy that is because she says she's bisexual.
You can literally tell me anything. You will not sell me on this. I just think that
There's just enough,
her way of staying young and like in the news and relevant. And because she's having a midlife crisis, there's a million things.
If I ever had any crisis, midlife, early life, late life, hair crisis, whatever, there is nothing that could make me want to be sexually intimate with a woman.
I'm not saying that she's not enjoyed a little time here and there with a woman. I'm not saying that at all. But she's not. She doesn't want to marry a woman. She doesn't want to be with a woman. She wants to be with a dude. She wants to be a wife. She wants to be Mauricio's wife. She will end up with a dude. She will find another husband.
I think she is bisexual, and I think she enjoys sexually being with women and men. And this Morgan thing might have been a cry for like, look at me, or I'm still in the spotlight, whatever.
Competing. She was staying neck and neck with him this way.
I personally don't believe that, but I'm not counting out what you're saying is like, that's a crazy theory that couldn't be possible. All I'm saying is no, I definitively think she enjoys being sexually intimate with a woman.
I'm not saying that she doesn't. I just think that her partner in life is a male.
Totally. When you said
that's her balance of.
But originally you said I don't think she's a lesbian. That's why I
don't think she is a lesbian. She could be bisexual, but she's
never
not
said she's
a
lesbian. She said I could go Brad, I could go Angelina. She said she's bi.
Yeah, she's not going to end up with a woman.
That's what you're saying. Yes, just for clarity's sake, in case anyone wants to come at us.
Yeah,
you believe she's bisexual. You don't believe she.
Yeah, I believe she likes to dick around with women, but that her person is a.
Who doesn't?
Her person is a dude.
Not me, even though because I am a gay man. I just want another man.
God, how do we even get into this? Because I was trying to draw a parallel between things with Craig.
Mike was saying that like,
with Naomi. When I met you, you literally had left your like full-time high-paying job to go start a company and it was years. Like you were doing that for years. Like you are a dreamer. You are always going to choose. The only reason I think that you're even doing the job you are now is because of me. Like, I really think that, like, if it weren't for me and it was just you and, like, nobody was relying on you and we didn't have 2 children that needed litter and 16,000 boxes of greenies every month and to be able to DoorDash them here when they're not here and pay the extra, I think that you would be, like, back, like, doing exactly the things when I met you. So I think that you recognize things in him and it drives you crazy because it drives you crazy about yourself in a way, like, because you're just always going to be sewing like in your spare time. A little bit. So
then we get to the boys' dinner.
Yeah, which I want to have dinner at this place. Didn't it look beautiful and southern and stately?
I just want to end this with, if you did not see that episode, go back and you will see that, like, anybody that, if Shep and Whitney ever want to call him a bully or that he's watch that RV episode. They tortured him, and it was
I remember this.
yes.
Oh my God, I remember this.
See,
this
you
was
have PTSD
horrible.
from it too.
No,
It
it was horrible. They
horrible.
had a campfire.
Yes.
outside.
They
It-
were just railing, bashing.
was
He wasn't doing anything.
anything.
He didn't ask for any of it. Go back and look, and there's nothing
No,
he
no, no,
did
no,
to
no, no,
deserve
no.
any
It
of that.
was
Listen.
bad news bears.
Yes.
Listen, as a good friend of mine says, two things can be true. Two truths.
Okay, and so Whitney.
Listen, just
I'm a
because
friend.
Whitney and Shep are bullies doesn't mean Craig can't be a bully as well.
No, she's just saying it's
Wait,
kind of
just-
rich.
yeah,
for
from
like
Whitney.
that would be like me calling out someone else for talking a lot. Like, okay, know
feel
thyself.
I feel like because she wants to talk. So
Yeah,
like if
that's
somebody else
right.
is talking a lot. Whitney's worst moments are when the show gets away from him. The two times being the first time was with Catherine when like
Oh, that was bad.
he like couldn't get Catherine off the show. He couldn't convince T-Rav that Catherine's not for him. It bugged him when Catherine chose to pursue T-Rav after she'd already slept with him. He thought, oh, as soon as I tell him that like we actually did it, and also she banged Shep too, that T-Rav would be like so out and it would be a done deal. He could not handle it. I also don't think that. I think that Whitney now has definitely reached a new level where he's just like happy for like whatever the show is doing and doing well. So it keeps getting renewed because it allows him to do other things and also still have like this.
A current
now he has a
resume.
10-year show now in its 11th season now. And
Side note, there's been two other Southern charms.
yeah,
Atlanta and
New
Orleans.
I only know about one of them.
What is
that?
that? There's two. I think New Orleans and it's not Atlanta.
It's Martha's Vineyard.
Oh,
Martha's Vineyard.
no, that was Summer House. Martha's Vineyard.
Oh,
Summer
It was
that's
the
House.
right.
Summer House. But there
And
has
then-
been two other Southern charms.
I think
They only
there's
ran.
been
I think one ran for a season,
One
one
at
ran for
least.
two.
I think it was
seasons.
just one. And by the way, I liked it. I think it had like 2 seasons. And I also liked the Martha's Vineyard Summer House.
Whitney got. He's an executive producer and developer of like he got credit for those as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if those were his ideas or if he was like, "Well, you're gonna," or
Well, if
somebody
you're
at
going to
Bravo
spin off of the
was-
show
Yeah,
that
then
you
it's-
created, then
yeah.
like, yeah, you get all the dough.
Yeah, you get the dough. Yeah, I don't know if it was someone at Bravo that was like, we should take this Southern charm thing to
Yeah.
all the Southern towns,
Yeah.
as opposed to Whitney calling and being like, why don't we
Yeah.
take this to New Orleans?
Yeah. So the other thing that I think that got ahead of him was I don't think that he ever planned on Craig ever being the number one guy in the group. And so I think that most of the moments, I think, like I said, I think that Whitney has reached a point where he's just happy that the show's doing well and whatever's keeping it doing well and keeping it on the air, he's probably grateful for, but that still irks him. It still kicks in now and again. So I think that sometimes when he sees that Craig is literally calling probably more shots than he is at this point, it probably bums him out. And I think that's why these things come out where he's a bully. Like, okay, first of all, you're the EP. Is he bullying you, Whitney? Because if you are the EP, you should probably be able to fire him. And if you can't, then the show's gotten away from you.
Well, I don't think I don't think Whitney thinks anybody's bullying him. And I don't
know,
think
he didn't
I
say
don't
it like it
think-
was other people. He said it like he does this thing. Like he said it like almost like it had happened to him.
I don't agree with that. I think that because both him and Shep, like that was kind of at the dinner in both because they cut to Shep too. They're both. I think everyone's kind of like, dude. And I don't think Craig's a bully. I have a. During this dinner, something occurred to me that I was like, oh, that's what you do.
I'm very excited to hear what you are tagging it as or labeling it as because
You kind of brought it up already.
Okay, when I heard Whitney say that, I'm like, that's not the right word. And I am a stickler for like, this is the word, this is its meaning. I don't give a shit, fake news, what words have inherent meanings.
Yeah.
I studied Latin, okay? Like
Yeah.
there are roots of the
Yeah.
word, like, but he is not a bully. He is something
Yeah.
else, but that is not an accurate descriptor for him.
Yeah, whatever you take away from what I just said, it was basically that if Shep or Whitney ever call someone a bully, I will laugh in their faces all day long because I thought that episode, if you do not remember it, maybe I'll be able to find it and I'll figure out what it was and I'll put it in the description.
and also,
that is an episode to watch if you want to see some real bullying.
And people can, of course, grow, and I want growth out of everyone that we see on these shows, whether it's Southern Charm, Summer House, the Valley, Persian Style. But I don't know if I've seen that out of Shep and Whitney and Austen. So for them, and Shep and Whitney have been incredibly tough on.
Yeah.
Like that episode when they went to his family
Yes.
home and were trying to like out him with all that stuff. It's just like, it's not cool. You guys are trust fund kids. It doesn't matter if you even get out of bed. And by the
Exactly.
way, like the only reason both of you are here is because you're trust fund kids.
Yeah.
And that's, I wish I was a
love
trust
that
fund
for
kid.
you.
Love
I
that
love
for
that
you.
for
I love
you.
that for me.
Yeah.
I'm
really
thrilled
love that.
about
Yeah.
that lot in life for you. But like, then let's not hate on someone else because they're trying to get theirs.
Yeah.
And you don't agree with how they did it. Look, he did it like milky white. What is she reading? Does it matter? She's reading. Like, does it matter? He's reading. Who cares?
Exactly.
Guys, this is part 1. Part 2 is up and waiting for you. So head over now. Thanks. Love you. Bye.